Good evening and thank you for joining me on Black News Tonight. I'm Mark Lamont Hill. Today, jury selection continued in the trial of 3 white men charged with killing Ahmaud Arbery, a black jogger in a suburb of Brunswick, Georgia. It's proving to be a slow process, and the judge presiding over the case says it could possibly drag on until next week. For some, what happened to Ahmaud Arbery in Georgia was a modern-day lynching. And after Arbery died last year, it was the final straw for lawmakers who tried for years to get a hate crime law in Georgia. And they eventually succeeded. BNC's Dre Clark has the story.
Almost immediately after video showing Ahmaud Arbery's killing went viral, lawmakers in Georgia pushed for a hate crime law. Arbery was jogging through a predominantly white neighborhood just outside of Brunswick, Georgia in February 2020 when he died. Gregory and Travis McMichael are charged with murder for shooting and killing Arbery. A third man, William Bryan, is also charged. Bryan recorded the killing on his cell phone.
In the minds of people, Ahmaud was the perfect victim, just like Jordan Edwards was the perfect victim. The one that you can't say that they were doing something other than living their life when they fell prey to someone's disregard for their life.
Bobby Henderson, a community leader in Brunswick, campaigned, calling and emailing people all across the state to get support for House Bill 426. And last June, Georgia Governor Brian Kemp signed that bill into law. The hate crime law allows judges to increase sentences for people who target their victims based on actual or perceived race, color, religion, national origin, sex, sexual orientation, gender, or mental and physical disability.
The growing diversity in the state of Georgia made us the right place to get this law passed.
Georgia first passed a hate crime law 20 years ago, but the state Supreme Court reversed it, calling the law vague. In 2019, a bill passed the Georgia House, but stalled in the Senate. Ahmaud's tragic death made the difference the third time.
We're part of a national trend towards seeing people for their humanity.
Only 3 other states, Arkansas, South Carolina, and Wyoming, don't have a hate crime law. Atlanta attorney Gerald Griggs is with the NAACP.
It's unfortunate that our dear brother Ahmaud had to pass away for legislatures to see the importance of this, but it was the impetus to push it through. So now Georgia has, joined the majority of the states around the country that has hate crime protection and enhancements.
I'm Dre Clark for Black News Tonight.
Jury deliberations resume in the trial of 3 former Georgia sheriff's deputies accused in the murder of Yuri Martin. It happened back in 2017. Henry Lee Copeland, Michael Howell, and Rhett Scott were trying to arrest Martin, who they say was illegally walking in the road. And while trying to arrest Martin, deputies fired stun guns 15 times in a 5-minute period, leading to his death. Deliberations picked up today after jurors failed to reach a verdict on Friday. Prosecutors say the former officers had no reason to detain Martin. The defense also argues that some of the charges shouldn't stick because stun guns aren't lethal weapons. In Charlottesville, Virginia, a civil trial begins deciding whether organizers considered if the deadly Unite the Right rally had potential to turn violent. The rally was held back in August of 2017 and left a woman dead. Dozens were also injured. White nationalists and supremacists gathered in Charlottesville, marching through the city chanting, "Jews will not replace us," and "blood and soil." Plaintiffs, including 10 injured residents and counter-protesters, say organizers engaged in a conspiracy. They also claim the organizers bragged about what happened after the event. They're seeking damages for physical and emotional injuries they suffered during the rally. Turning to the fight against the coronavirus, Moderna says its low-dose vaccine is safe and effective for children ages 6 to 11. The findings are part of a clinical trial that involved about 5,700 children. Researchers report that the vaccine at this low dose was well tolerated, quote unquote, with the side effects being similar to what was seen in adolescents and adults. According to Moderna, the majority of adverse events were mild or moderate, with the most common side effects being fatigue, headache, fever, and injection site pain. Moderna plans to submit the findings to regulatory agencies soon. Now we head over to the Horn of Africa, where unsettling scenes from an ongoing coup are further shaking up a region in unrest. Military forces have arrested almost all cabinet ministers and pro-government party leaders, while Prime Minister Abdullah Hamdok has been reportedly detained and taken to an undisclosed location. Sudanese soldiers have killed at least 3 people and have wounded at least 80 people after demonstrators took to the streets to protest. The military coup is led by General Abdel Fattah el-Burhan, who has declared a state of emergency after dissolving the country's military-civilian sovereign council. Reports say the prime minister has called on Sudanese citizens to resist the coup. Meanwhile, Steny Hoyer, the majority leader of the U.S. House of Representatives, responded in a statement today condemning the military coup, saying in part that it, quote, puts at risk the significant investments the international community has already committed to Sudan's development and its integration into the global economy. Staying in Africa and heading south on the continent to Zimbabwe, where support has grown internationally for the removal of sanctions against the nation. Today marks the 3rd Anti-Sanctions Day, as ambassadors from countries in the Southern Africa Development Community, they gathered inside the Zimbabwean embassy in Beijing to actively campaign alongside Chinese representatives for the United States and other international groups to remove what they claim are illegal sanctions against Zimbabwe. Zimbabwean leadership claims the sanctions, which were imposed in 2002, have plunged the nation's economics while harming the people who have suffered hunger. In response to the claims, the United States and the European Union, in separate statements issued today, say that Zimbabwean President Emmerson Mnangagwa, his regime is to blame. It is responsible for the nation's current economic and humanitarian crises. Be sure to join the conversation. We want to hear from you. Head over to our BNC Instagram and Twitter pages. Let us know how you feel. Also visit our website, bnc.tv, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check out clips from the show.